Hey, good morning, everybody. I apologize, first of all, if this goes off prematurely. I'm going to try to do this in a short amount of time because I got to get ready for work. I got to be at work at 8:30 today, and I'm going to work till 5:30. So hopefully I can get this done and maybe upload it onto the computer before I leave. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about Sonic Boom, the cartoon series. Now, we all know Sonic Boom is going to be getting a second season. It's proved very popular among the fans, among the viewers, the ratings, and a lot of people like it. It's kind of I guess you could say it's a very funny, very unique take on Sonic. I mean, I think everybody had that assumption. I think everybody had that assumption with Sonic right off the bat. You know, it's like, okay, this, hold on. I think everybody had the assumption with Sonic Boom that this was going to be a different, if not more unique, comedic take on the show. Now, I'm kind of surprised, even though it is CGI, I'm kind of surprised they haven't done the lustful melt gag, which is basically the character melting into a puddle at the attraction of another character. Which, if they still do it before the season's out, I'm still guaranteeing it's going to be Amy. I might be surprised if it's Percy, but I go more with Amy on that situation. And if not this season, then hopefully they're incorporated into the second season as well. But with that said, you know, we all knew it was going to be a very more comedic, unique take, even with the games. The games kind of proved that as well. But here's the one thing about this first season. It's probably going to be about this first season of the Sonic Boom cartoon series, as well as I'm pretty sure it might be true for the second season if they don't change it up a little bit to make it more continuity based. I think we pretty much should have been, for any of us that watched the show, now I've seen clips of it, I've actually watched an episode here and there. My mom actually DVR'd a few episodes for me one time, so I was kind of surprised by that. But I think the situation with Sonic Boom, and I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be something that we should be surprised about or anything. But with a show like Sonic Boom, especially the first season, we should understand by now whether it's a. I mean, when you watch the show, when you watch it, it's basically comprised of two 11-minute shorts. One is a repeat from a previous episode, while it's accompanied by a new episode, by a new short. Now, the one short that a lot of people are talking about over the past few weeks, and there's been many that have come and gone since then, but one of the newest ones that really stuck out, because people. I was listening to Rebel Tracks. I think it was Rebel Tracks. It was something, and they were talking about the various Sonic cartoons, and they talked about Sonic Boom. I don't know really how I got into looking into more about Sonic. Oh no! It wasn't Rebel Tracks. It was more like I was looking up information at other Sonic message boards and stuff to see what they had to say about the whole Ken Pender situation I talked about in a previous video that I've uploaded at the same time here as this one's been. I was wondering if Saturday Morning Sonic message board was talking about it, and it was there that I went to the General Sonic section, General Sonic Talk section there, and they had someone created a topic about Percy. So that got me kind of invested, it kind of got me interested to see what they were talking about, and it kind of got my mind thinking, okay, maybe I should, look into Percy a little bit more, because obviously Percy, she, according to this topic here, according to the topic there, according to the poster and the various replies, not Julie Sue, but Percy looks more like a Julie Sue clone than a Bandicoot character. Even though they do admit that you can see a little bit of Coco Bandicoot from Crash, if you will, in her. You can kind of see that there, but it's mostly like she's a take on Julie Sue in a sense. Like she's more Echidna-like than she is Bandicoot. And I guess you can't really argue with that. So I looked more into it, and it kind of brought me back to an episode she officially kind of made her debut in. Now, she had appeared in a previous episode or two or so, but this one, which was Fire in the Workshop, I think, was her first real starring role. Like, it was her first real credited role, like her first speaking role, her first this and that. And what was ironic about this was it was a good episode. Mostly fans have a mixed reaction about it. Some thought it was okay, some thought it was good, some didn't like it at all. But here's what really got me and some other people to kind of reply. Well, it's getting me to reply through this video, but got others to reply as well. See, the one thing that a lot of people didn't like about this episode was the fact that at the very end, and this is spoilers, when the truth kind of is revealed of exactly what happened, of what caused the fire and everything, Tails offers to fix Percy's bike for her. As basically a way of saying, hey, look, it's not really all the faults. I should have, tested stuff here, should have made sure there was no malfunctions, whatever. Because he would put in a security system, I guess, a laser security system. So basically he offers to fix her bike for her. And what she says at the end is, she says she likes a guy that's handy, and she kind of gives this kind of flirtatious look, or some people would say this kind of like, come, give me some kind of look, if you know what I'm saying, come get you some. This kind of flirtatious come hither look, if you know what I'm saying. So, with that said, with that done, with that last image in that episode, a lot of fans, well, not a lot of fans, but there were several fans that basically blasted that ending. Several fans didn't like the fact that here was Percy, who probably had the most truthful retelling of the events. Yet here she was at the end flirting with a character that not even that long ago, about 2 episodes prior, looked like he had started a relationship with another character in the Zoe Fox. So this is where this whole situation came to be. This is why I'm doing this video. You see, as I was saying earlier, we should expect that with a show like Sonic Boom, being comedic, being little shorts here and there, that, especially for a first season, that continuity is non-existent in this kind of environment. It is. Hold on. Trying to get my dog in. She likes to go to the side of the house. But like I said, that in a show like this, that has a very comedic, almost Looney Tune-like vibe, continuity is non-existent. Basically, it's every short is every episode. Every episode, whether it's 2 new episodes airing at the same time, or if it's a new animated short airing side by side with a repeat, these animated stories, these animated shorts, are self-contained. In other words, it's up to your imagination to want to expand on them. That's what they are. It's up to your imagination to want to expand on them. I'll give you a good example. Sonic SatAM Season 1. A lot of people pretty much looked at it as not being that much of continuity. Like there was no continuity whatsoever except for the mission to beat Robotnik and free the planet. Now there was a sense of continuity and connection to Season 1 in the second season. That was pretty much it. There were several connections there. But for a majority of Season 1, continuity was basically non-existent, except, like I said, for the mission to try to beat Robotnik and free the planet. So continuity, even in the first season of Sonic SatAM, was non-existent, because every episode was self-contained. Basically, what SatAM Season 1 was, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, was an introductory season. And that's how I look at the first season of Sonic Boom. I look at it more as an introductory season. In other words, you're being introduced in case you don't play the games, but you'd rather watch the series, or maybe even read the comics, or when they were around. Well, when the comic book series itself was around, the comics are still going to be going in the digest and the magazines and all that. But basically, if you'd rather watch the cartoon series, this was basically introducing you to the world and the characters involved. So in other words, you were getting an idea of exactly who these characters were. You're getting an idea of who the allies and enemies are. You're getting an idea of the world and environment they live in. And again, it's very similar in a sense to how SatAM was. Because in SatAM, that's exactly what their first season was. If you weren't reading the comics, and the only characters you knew about was Sonic, Tails, and Robotnik, then that first season gave you an idea of who Sally was, who Antoine was, who Bunny was, who Rhoda was, who all these other characters that would come back in the second season, like who Uncle Chuck was, and stuff like that. What the mission was, what the consequences they could be facing, and the sacrifices and stuff like that. That they were facing and could, have to deal with. That's basically what that first season of Sonic SatAM was. Sonic Boom's first season is a similar way. Even though it is more comedic, and Looney Tune wise, it is basically an introductory season, which means even if the format of non-continuity, flows over into the second season, if that happens, if that non-continuity format flows over into the second season, basically you got to look at Season 1 as an introductory season. And that basically this is going to be the concept of Sonic Boom going forward. That every short episode, whether it's 11 to 15 minutes or 22 to 30 minutes, is going to be a self-contained episode. In other words, it's going to have nothing to do with any further episodes. There's going to be no connection. There's going to be no continuation. There might be a reference or a hint here and there, but that's it. But there will be no other connection. There will be no continuity-based situation. And to me, that's probably best for something like Sonic Boom. Because again, this is the kind of show that you can explore things with. You could take a self-contained episode like Tails' Crush, and you can expand on that if you want to. You could take something like the ending, whether you were in favor of it or not, of Fire in the Workshop, and that little flirtatious, cute moment between him and Percy, and you can expand on that. That's what these kind of episodes are. That's what this kind of format, non-continuity-wise, is about. And, that's why you have some fans like myself coming out either at DeviantArt, at these message boards, and explaining, hey, the reason this happened is because Tails' Crush was, it was a few weeks ago, but guess what? It's non-continuity based. Non-continuity based. In other words, it's its own self-contained thing. Now, again, if this non-continuity format flows into the second season, then I don't think we should be surprised or anything if maybe they do an episode where at the end Tails goes on a date with Percy, for goodness sakes. Maybe we shouldn't be surprised by that. If you kind of catch my drift. Maybe we shouldn't be surprised by that because it'll be a one-time deal. Maybe Tails will want to, maybe they'll rehash that thing with Tails and maybe he'll want to go out with a date with Percy. Who knows? But basically, like I said, if they continue that into the second season, this format, we should not be surprised about what we see in the episodes that they produce. Now, if they don't, and they decide, hey, let's make the second season more continuity based, then fine, go ahead. I'm all in favor of it. Go ahead, go and do it. If you want to make an episode, if you want to take, something like a page out of what Hanna-Barbera did with the new Scooby-Doo Mysteries, and that's take an episode and split it into 2 different parts or chapters, then go ahead and do that. You still kind of have like a 30-minute episode, but it'd be counted as 2 separate 11-minute shorts. That's if they decide to go in a more continuity-based format for the second season, but that all depends. Again, that all depends on what they want to do. But, to end this, let me explain this one more time to anybody listening. The reason Percy flirted with Tails, the reason she flirted with Tails at the end, in the eyes of several fans, is because this show, we should know this by now, is this show, and mostly this first season, is not only an introductory season, but it's a non-continuity based season. And, in closing, let's look at it this way. The writers, they write these scenes, the writers and directors and animators, they write these scenes, they create these scenes, also to see what kind of reaction it will get. If it gets a positive reaction, they might go back to that idea and say, hey, let's tease more Percy and Tails, or let's go back to Zoe and Tails, or let's do this. They'll see what's popular, they'll see what kind of reaction people get, either positive or negative. And if they get a positive reaction, they go with it. If it's a negative reaction, that's the only time you'll see it. So, that's basically why they did what they did. Why you had Percy do that flirtatious moment with Tails at the end of that episode a few weeks ago. Now, will we see any more of that in the future? Maybe. But we'll just have to wait and see. But let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. And I am out.